carry that form into the Premier League. Two-time world champion against 16-time champion of the world. The crowd are going wild. Rod Studd and Wayne Martin, your commentators.
Thanks very much, Dave. A week is a long time in sport. After his annihilation that he got at the hands of Michael van Gerwen last week, everyone was writing that man off, saying he wouldn't even make the playoffs, his career's finished. Well, as you alluded to, Dave Clark, a win later, and then getting the better of Adrian Lewis, hitting a 9-darter to win the match over the weekend. The darting world is back where it should be, with Phil Taylor winning. Now, the bookies made Phil Taylor earlier in the week the outsider. Now he's not, he's odds on.
Game on.
Will the power put it right, or will Adrian Lewis continue his fantastic form?
96.
Well, this is what they've come to see, these two darting juggernauts ready to serve it up again, as they did in Wolverhampton in the Grand Slam of darts. Greatest game ever played, 120 scores, 100 or more, 32 180s in 25 legs. Taylor averaged 109, Lewis 111. You mentioned Phil Taylor's win in that floor tournament in Wigan, Wayne. It's a chalk and cheese scenario though, isn't it? That and playing on the big stage. Can he get the darts online on the big stage?
140.
This is where Phil Taylor wants to put it right. Yes, winning events is great, but he wants to win matches on the big stages. Very good, playing well, and only a handful of people get to see it. He likes rubbing players' noses in it, in the fact that he's back and he's the best. And first off, what I've noticed, Phil Taylor has changed the shape of his flights. And what that will do, they're slightly bigger. And what that will do, that will make the dart go through the air slightly slower, giving the dart more time to reach the board. He doesn't have to throw them as hard as he would have done last week. That is interesting, and it obviously worked the weekend.
190.
Got to find treble 18. Now Taylor has thrown a dozen darts, he's left
54.
tops. This for a break, and for his very first leg in the entire 2014 Premier League.
Correct, he has not hit a double in the Premier League as yet, and he still hasn't. And he still hasn't.
Adrian, you require 56.
Tops. What a marker. This has to go in.
16.
Well, that's incredible. Yet the dart didn't go in. He's been let off.
He's been reprieved. Has he got loose from the noose? Good grief, no.
Nerves, sheer nerves.
Adrian, you require 40.
16-time champion of the world. A bag of nerves.
Adrian Lewis.
Twice champ.
Not
so nervous.
Game on.
Phil Taylor has now lost 8 consecutive legs in this Premier League and has thrown 9 darts at doubles and not hit one of them. And when he hit that 180 at the back end of that leg, waiting to tee up tops, we thought normal service has been resumed.
And I can guarantee you, so did Adrian Lewis.
81.
Adrian, to me, just seems so quick. Yes, he is quick, we know that, but I mean even quicker.
Well, in that tournament on Sunday, he rattled off a succession of matches with 100-plus averages, Phil Taylor, and as you mentioned, he defeated Adrian Lewis, a 9-dart checkout, a 9-dart finish to win the match. His second of the day.
123.
But he has not brought that form here.
Yeah, in his last 4 matches of that event, the lowest average was 106. He's currently averaging 76.
45.
Doubts, I wonder? The confidence? Is it ebbing away already?
Well, it was a strange weekend. 3 tournaments played. He lost to a world number 64 and a world 77. On 2 of them.
97.
not normal Taylor. And this isn't normal Taylor. Adrian Lewis will know if he's going to be
96.
the great man, which he is in the world of darts, he has to get ahead, make Phil panic, because I know from personal experiences, when you have been whitewashed the following week, you find that you have to get on the board early, otherwise panic can set in. Tops for 2-zip.
In charge in the second leg.
2-0 it is. Livingston, World 77 Keegan Brown and World 64 Andrew Gilding are one thing away from the hockey, but a beating here from Adrian Lewis is something quite different, coming off the back of what happened against MVG.
Well, what this does mean right now is that all the floor form, which is what the UK Open qualifiers and all the tour events are, that is floor form, means absolutely nothing. He should have come into this match with all the zest and joy in the world.
95.
But missing those darts at a double in that first leg have sapped his confidence.
Extraordinary. Really is absolutely extraordinary.
Adrian Lewis will know he will never get a better chance
105.
to take him. Adrian has beaten Phil Taylor 3 times in Premier League history, twice in the league and once in the playoff phase.
99. Adrian, you require 167.
So he knows he can do it.
We'll go back to that first leg. Phil Taylor had thrown 12
77.
darts and left tops. Made a mess of finishing off the leg, and since then it's been all Lewis.
Well, he can stay there now and leave 167.
55. Adrian, you require 90.
No pressure at all. Tops!
70.
Well, it shouldn't matter. And on some, Phil Taylor might pile in a 171 here. And on some, Phil Taylor might hit a 171. The current one is still hit 137.
In charge of the third leg. Adrian Lewis.
Is he looking concerned?
Throw first.
Perplexed?
Game on.
Worried? Well, he should be.
Well, you're witnessing things that have never happened before in professional darts. Phil Taylor in a tournament has lost 10 consecutive legs.
140.
Against Michael van Gerwen, he kind of got battered into submission with the brilliance of Michael van Gerwen.
34.
But Adrian Lewis is averaging just 90. But every time Phil has darts at doubles, he's missing, and Adrian's clearing up.
Well, I think you, like me, Wayne, arrived in Bournemouth here expecting Phil Taylor to turn it on. Off the back of the weekend, having got the match practice with the new darts, I thought he'd average over 100, would probably win, and if not, certainly
35.
be involved in a real burster of a match against Lewis. It hasn't happened. Not yet, anyway. And how can he find it here? He's fumbling around looking for a needle in a haystack.
Well, the thing for Phil is that he knows that it's not the way he's playing, it's his mindset. Because he's been playing fantastically well, we know that, but judging by the floor tournaments. But it counts for nothing. You've got to do it on the big stage, and he's failing. He's failing to do it. He's throwing poor dart after poor dart.
44.
And Adrian Lewis knows that.
52.
Lewis then to mop up. Wants tops for 4-0. Simple as that for the 2-time world champ.
Adrian Lewis.
Lewis has run 4 straights off, his legs off, he's got the darts here.
Well, the mental strength that Phil Taylor showed from being beaten by Michael van Gerwen to winning a tournament was incredible. But this now must be taking its toll. You've lost one match 7-0, you've come into the next, and you're 4-0 down against the Darts. He must be thinking, unless he's inhuman, which he's not, he must be thinking, not again.
Not again. Yes, again. 2 maximums for Lewis. And I can barely believe that I'm thinking this and going to say it, but I'm not asking, can Phil Taylor win this match? I'm thinking, can Phil Taylor win a leg? I've no idea how that thought is coming every week, but it's 2 weeks running. We're actually asking, can Phil Taylor win a leg in a darts match?
And
58.
it's not like things have conspired against Phil Taylor. Yes, he's playing he has played 2 of the best players in the world ever. MVG last week and Adrian Lewis this week. They're also making him miss. But when he has had the opportunities, he's not taken them. And that is because panic has now set in.
There's half a chance here to get the show back on the road, because he's going to have here, he would think, half a dozen darts at 163. He's going to have 5 for 158. That's better. This is better. Well, 80 leaves 83. He should get a stab at least the ball.
But the pressure is going to be under. You think it's going to be lots of.
110. Will you require 83?
This has to go. 51 for 32. There's the 51 for his first leg in the 2014 Premier League.
67.
It will not happen.
Adrian requires 36.
Double 18. Double 9. No mercy
Adrian Lewis
from the former world champion. Adrian Lewis, as a young man, was taught lesson after lesson by Phil Taylor on the practice board and on the big stage. My, the tables are turned.
100.
Don't think I'm overselling this. I think this could be, this very leg, one of the biggest legs of Phil Taylor's career. If he gets broken here, it will be
96.
fighting not to lose 7-0. That could be a heartbreaker. That could be a career wrecker. You're thinking you're doing it right, which on one day you are, and then when it matters, you can't do it. You turn into a plate of jelly.
Well, there's no wobbling here from Lewis.
135.
Well, people are going to go on, aren't they? We've seen it with golfers. Last year with Rory McIlroy, he changed golf equipment and his form dipped. And people will ask the question, he's changed his darts to a different darts manufacturer. Is that the cause? Is it a cause?
I don't think it is, no. I just think that last week, possibly, yes. It was, new manufacturer, new
41.
diet regime, Michael Van Gerwen factor.
36.
But this week he's used to the darts and he's won with them. He's beaten Adrian Lewis with them.
Well, 16 leaves tops.
96.
Well, this is where he was in the first leg of the night. Having teed up tops, he couldn't get the job done. And that double top bed must look wafer thin.
Well, it looks slightly bigger now. He can miss and still win the leg. That's edgy. That is just nerves. How will he react to that? Will it be one of, I can win this match, or will it be one of relief? I think relief.
Well,
121.
he may have lost a match last week and he may lose this one, but he hasn't lost a sense of humour because he was milking the applause. Now, will that change everything? Will that mean that he can feel a release from the huge pressure that was mounting on him?
Adrian Lewis is not giving Phil a chance to break and keep the run of legs going.
Well, he's actually averaging now 94, which is the third highest average of the night, behind Lewis and Gary Anderson. But
100.
when you're discussing Phil Taylor, you don't compare with mere mortals.
Yeah, that's right. It's really hard to say about Phil. Last week he averaged 100 against Michael. Didn't win a leg.
100.
Didn't like the last start at all.
140.
Both on 140. Another treble 20. Double 10.
130. Do you require
Same
150?
equation. Same combination. Will it be the same result? No! The power has pounced with a wonderful 140 out shot, and not in a wink.
A flag field to Rover.
Could it?
Game on.
From looking like he was going to get trounced again. Phil Taylor has won 2 legs on the bounce,
140.
kicked off 140. Within a blink of an eye, he is back in this match.
Posed the question
96.
when he avoided the whitewash and got back to 5-1. How much difference could one leg of darts and one double make?
Sheer and utter relief.
55.
No one has ever been whitewashed twice in Premier League history, let alone in consecutive matches.
83.
He's avoided that. Now he's hunting Lewis down. If he can hold here, he's back at 5-3.
The aggression in Phil's face after that 60, after the 5, it was just incredible.
85.
So annoyed.
Frightening. Good pick off from Lewis. Superb.
134.
But trying to look a bit deeper into the mindset of Phil Taylor, after playing so well on Sunday, he must have been thinking, or still must be thinking, why can I not replicate that form when it really matters? What is stopping him? Is it just anxious? Is it the fact that he expects to play so well, and when it doesn't happen, there's just panic sets in? I don't know.
82.
Can he clean this up? He's got to go treble 19 here for double 10. That's a bodge. Not to get even a shot.
42.
And a double
Adrian, you
from
require
there
88.
is ordinary.
For a point. Double 7. That is a point wrapped up.
Adrian Lewis. No flag,
Adrian Lewis now.
Game on.
We'll be looking to get this done and dusted.
58.
Have a beverage after winning 7-2. And the darting world again saying, what has happened to Phil Taylor? Or will it be the start of a comeback for this man to pull off what would be an incredible point from here?
If he loses this leg, he'll return to the bottom of the table on leg difference.
58.
Simon Whitlock beaten for the second straight week by Gary Anderson. It did look as though there was a revival on the cards for Phil Taylor, but he muffed that 82 finish. And that's put him right back in the cart. He's going to run 4 straight legs here to pinch a point off Lewis. We have seen him start poorly in Premier League before.
137.
In fact, one year, Wayne, after 4 weeks, they were quoting 4-1 against him winning the Premier League, and he did.
190.
Nonchalant. That's what he can do. 3 180s for Lewis.
Will it be 2 for Taylor?
190.
Incredible as it may seem, he's now averaging nearly 100, Phil Taylor. So in and amongst,
95.
there's some good stuff,
Do
but
you
there's no
require
consistency.
44?
Right, 44. Double 16 to get back to 6-3 and keep the flame flickering.
It
burns up.
And that will please him.
The flag field to throw first. Game on.
Well, look, he'll go away from here if he loses. And repeat that, if, because he hasn't lost yet. And he will feel that a missed double here or there might well have cost him something. He missed in the
60.
first leg and he made a mess of that 82. And had he taken out the 82, it would have been 5-4 at the moment. So, look, I'm not trying to say he's playing like the 16-time world champ, but he may not be as far away as it first appears.
Yeah, again, I think it's the fact that Michael van Gerwen, he played last week, Adrian Lewis is playing this week. other players would not have punished him like he's being punished right now. And that's no disrespect to the other players, but Michael van Gerwen and Adrian Lewis are, in my opinion, head and shoulders above some others.
Well, let's talk about Lewis, because remember, he won 7-1 against Whitlock last week. Maybe we're not giving him the credit he deserves. It's a good point you make, Wayne, because Lewis is averaging 99.5 here, and he leads Phil Taylor 6-3.
3 maximums apiece, both averaging 99. Make that 4, sorry.
7-9, 32 in that greatest game. Now, 161, can't go out, so Taylor now can only hope that Lewis gives him a stay of execution.
65. Adrian, you require 41.
To inflict another defeat on the 6-time Premier League champ. There was no doubt that Adrian Lewis was not going to finish him off. He did. What another superb performance by the twice world champion. 100 average. Phil Taylor, bottom of the pile. Got to get something going. Coming up, we have Robert Thornton versus Michael van Gerwen.